Okay, good day guys. Today we are looking at areas using integration. So this is a shaded area under the graph, the quadratic graph there from -2 to 8. So as a level 4 student, you have to use formula 28 as your starting point, which is the integral from a to b of y dx. So into this formula, your a is the lower limit, which is where your shaded portion starts, -2, and your b is the upper limit where the shaded portion ends. Y is the name of the graph, and you must always confirm that your a is smaller than b all the times. So that is how we capture our information. This is the name of the graph, equals to dx. So from here we can now continue with our integration rules, or if you can integrate directly straight away and get to the answers, is fine. But just for the sake of those who are not very familiar with integration rules, these are 3 terms, so I have to write the integral sign 3 times. Now each integral sign will be accompanied by the limit, lower limit -2, upper limit 8, -2 to 8. Then I transfer the terms. When transferring, all constants go outside while the variables stay inside. That's the first term transferred there. For the second term, there is no constant. You are free to put a 1 there since it doesn't change anything. So x1 will go outside, x inside. Then for the last term, we only have a constant that goes out, so we're left with dx inside. So if we're now using our integration rules, we're only integrating the terms inside. So this will be formula 20 for first and second term. So we'll get -0,13 x cubed, because formula 20 says you add 1 to the power, then you divide by the new power, plus 1 times x squared over 2. That's again formula 20. Then the last one, there is no variable, so when you integrate dx, it will always give you x. So now that it's a definite integral because of the limit, we don't need a plus c. So we put like that, then we switch over to formula 29, which says you take the upper limit first, you use it to replace every x inside your answer. So that is exactly what we're doing. So this will be 8 cubed over 3 plus 8 squared over 2 plus 2 times 8, close bracket. Then start all over again with the lower limit. So I'll be having -2 cubed over 3 plus -2 squared over 2 plus 2 into -2. So that is it. And now I go to my calculator and I put all the information into my calculator. So the first one is -0,13 into 8 cubed over 3, then plus 8 squared is 64 divided by 2 is 32, then plus 2 times 8 is 16, so that's my upper limit. When I calculate that, I get 25,813, then minus, I do the same thing for the lower limit. I need -2 cubed, then -2 squared is 4 divided by 2 is a 2, -2 times -2 is -4. So the lower limit gives me -1,653, where the 2 negatives become a positive. So I'll be having 25.813 plus 1.653, and I get my area giving me 27,466. So we must remember that no matter where your shaded portion is found, your area should forever be a positive answer. If it is negative, you should start knowing that you've made a mistake. So that is it for the first example. Let's look at the second one. Now we've got a shaded portion in the second quadrant, lying between -5 to 0. Our graph is an exponential one, which to integrate we use formula 24. which we know that formula 24 is written like this. So when you integrate, you get kx over k. So the challenge students will have is how to pick out their k from there. So if I get e to the power negative x over 2, as I've told you, each time you see x, know there must be a number in front. If you don't see that number, feel free to put a 1 there. So this makes me see this function as e to the power negative a half x. And if you were to match this to your formula 24, you will see that your k is negative half. So in that case, we can now go to our area. Formula 28 says we integrate from a to b. A is negative 5, b is 0. We must confirm that negative 5 is smaller than 0. Our function is e to the power negative a half x dx. So to integrate that, we just need our formula 24, which says e to the power negative a half x over negative a half. Our limits are from negative 5 to 0. So we are substituting the limit now. According to formula 29, we start with the upper limit. E to the power 0, anything to the power 0 is a 1, divided by negative a half. So that's the upper limit, minus e to the power. Now negative 5 takes the place of x. So if you have negative 5 times negative a half, we get 5 over 2 divided by negative half. So if you are very good with your laws of exponent, you know that any number to the power 0 is 1, and 1 divided by negative a half here will be negative 2. Then when you come here, I guess that one will need the help of a calculator. We'll take e, is shift, then you go to lim, your power is 5 over 2, then we divide by negative 0.5. That gives us the second bracket to be negative 24,365. So you now see that these two negatives become a positive, and now you're taking that figure minus 2. So that should give us 365. So you see that our area is forever positive. So if you do a calculation for areas and you see negative, guys, just know there is a mistake. So thank you very much.